Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here every Sunday, straight from the spirit chair. So mote it be. Thank you so much for those of you who stopped by, for those of you who were guided to this channel. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I really do. My name is Elizabeth. I am a divine channeler, a medium, a spirit extractor specialist, and I also happen to be a divine twin flame on the path to reunion. For those of you who have subscribed to this channel, I appreciate all of you. I'm so glad I've been hearing so many positive things about these videos, how it's helped you move forward, how it's confirmed so much for you, how it's given you tools and methods to help you in your space. I've been hearing a lot of positive feedback about the recent video I did about the violet flame prayer meditation. I'm so glad so many of you are resonating with that and actually putting that to use. It's really going to clean up your energy for you and your twins so much and help you to accelerate on your path. So it's just great. I love it, and I'm glad that so many people are really finding it helpful. Just wanted to make a couple announcements. For those of you who have sent inquiries to me regarding services and haven't heard back yet, I do apologize for the wait, the delay there. There's been a backup with some of my services, so I have been just inundated and trying to catch up so I could be able to let you guys know whether you are a match for services or perhaps not a match. So thank you so much. I do check in with my team to make sure that every reading is guided, but there has been a bunch of emails in which I was backed up with. So thank you so much for your patience. Trying to do the best I can. It seems like time is just getting shorter and shorter and shorter. As a matter of fact, it is. And you know, in between there, I'm also taking the time that I need to be able to find my balance as well. So thank you for that. As far as my extraction service, that is being put on hold. It's discontinued at this time so that I can find my balance. I can help have a stronger physical foundation to be able to do that work. So I had to check in with Archangel Michael on that one, and so I will be holding off on that. So I do apologize to anyone who do, you know, if you do have attachments and things like that. You know, this is something that I do have to keep my body healthy. I do have to understand boundaries, and I'm always checking in to see what's going to work there, if I can work with someone, if something's going to be not in the highest good. So just wanted to make that announcement. It is on the site that it's discontinued right now, so it's not going to be discontinued indefinitely. I'm just putting a hold on it, and periodically I do have to do that so that way I can kind of gain my bearings and have my strength and my foundation there to do that work. So thank you for that. Today's video is a very important one for those of you who are on the twin flame path. My work, of course, is open to everyone, but I do a lot of twin flame videos because that's what I'm guided to do. I check in with my team, and they let me know, what's going to be best to share with the collective. This one is going to be actually a Q&A, a short Q&A with Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael is one of my main guides. I don't know what I'd do without him. He's been with me since I was little. I remember being young and calling Archangel Michael to my bedside. He's always been standing on guard with me, protecting me. He has always shown himself with other readers, and they were like, oh my gosh, Archangel Michael's literally right there over you. And I had no idea just how instrumental he was going to end up being down the road with the work that I'm doing for people today. So I asked Michael what was going to be in the highest good to share, and he wanted to talk about the polarity of twin flames and how to work with that push and pull. And this is really important when it comes to this type of dynamic, obviously. And for those of you who are awakened, and more than likely you are watching this video if you are the awakened twin, and we do have most of the divine feminines are the ones who are awakened first. This is going to be really important for you to put into practice. There might be a couple of things that are going on there on your journey in which are actually sabotaging the connection. And that's why it's so important to address this and to understand, how the twin flame dynamic works. Okay, so the twin flame dynamic is magnetic. Okay, we have the push and pull forces. We have the divine feminine, which usually has that energy, which is the more awakened twin, and usually that energy focus or that pushing focus, that's that energy. And then we have the masculine. The masculine energy is normally one that kind of backs up his energy, we'll say his or her, depending on the body, but the divine masculine usually backs up that energy or pulls away with their energy, because the awakened twin is the one that's usually doing much more of that focus. But we have to talk about the magnets and how we do have to have the poles that are balanced, the opposite forces that are balanced, okay, in order for them to attract. Really important. And it's also very important to understand that when twins come together, they can trigger each other. And this is due to the fact that they are the same frequency. They are the same soul in two different bodies. And so when they come together, they are actually pushing up anything within that dynamic, that energetic unit, which is not balanced within. It's all about balance, guys. That's really what this is about. It's about balance and being able to kick out anything that's not balanced, that's also not a high vibration. Anything that's lower vibration, anything that's fear-based, anything that's ego-driven, that's being released out so that way we can achieve balance and wholeness within each counterpart, achieving that wholeness and balance within, being within that higher vibe. Okay, and both embodying the opposite polarity. One is mainly embodying the feminine. The other is embodying the opposite, which is the masculine. They're both balanced within, and they are then attracting each other. But there is usually something that goes on there that is hard to deal with when it comes to how attracted we are to our twin and how much we want them in our lives, how much we need them in our lives. And see, that's kind of where a lot of this push and pull goes on. Or you could say the runner, chaser, push and pull. So for the feminine, like I said, they're mainly the ones who are awakened, much more conscious of what's happening. There's this, obviously the attraction is there. We are thinking about our twin all the time. We can't help ourselves. A lot of times we can't help ourselves. That's what it feels like. Can't help myself. I'm constantly thinking about my masculine. When are we going to be together? How are we going to be together? What are they doing? Who are they doing it with? Let me go on social media and ghost them for a while. Let me see what pictures are posted on Facebook so I can find out if they've left their girlfriend or their wife, or what's happening there, if they're showing any signs or synchronicities of any kind of hope between us and the physical. And let me wait. Let me kind of not do what I need to do in my life, or put things on hold in my life because I want this relationship. I need this relationship, and I can't let go of this relationship. Okay. So that's where a lot of the imbalance happens here. Okay. And I'm just going to I'm going to get into reading a little bit of this, but I'm just going to leave you with that thought on how all of that energy from the divine feminine, all that focus, it's like the claw. Okay, if you ever seen the movie Liar, Liar, leave a comment below. You could stop the claw. But I'm trying to have a little humor here because this journey I know is challenging, but here's the claw. And the divine feminine comes out with, not meaningly, we're doing this with all our heart, we have good intentions. But here comes this claw. And that's exactly how it's feeling to the divine masculine, how it's coming across. And it comes across very overwhelming and very intense. And so when the masculine experiences the claw with love, the masculine is just like, runs away from the claw. Claw is just like, wow, this claw is going to eat me. This claw is too much. This claw brings out a lot of things within me. And oh my God. And it's very, very intense. And that's when the masculine pulls back their energy and actually runs in the opposite direction. And so nobody's getting together there because there is an energetic imbalance. The balance between them is not there. And that's what's really important to realize. So with all the love the feminine has and how much they desire this, they have to understand about where they're placing their energy and their focus for the majority of the time. So I spoke with Archangel Michael about this, and Archangel Michael, and I'm reading his response, he said the forward movement of the divine feminine is very much an energy that projects outward. Normally when we think of the divine masculine energy, that's the projective energy, but this is the push energy that we're talking about. The forward movement of the divine feminine is very much an energy that projects outward onto the masculine. And the masculine then feels the intensity of this energy, like we were saying before, and pulls away in fear as the overwhelming pursuit pushes the poles out of balance. Think of the poles, the opposite, the polarity. Think about that, because it's really important. This really does work like a magnet. It is a magnet, the divine feminine and divine masculine, and how we attract each other. And also, if we are exactly the same, like we share the same fears, habits, and beliefs, if we're going through all of that, if we're going through fearful stages, we're going through clearing the same types of traumas from our childhood and all of those things, we tend to repel each other because we're at that same point as well, and it really does magnetize. There's that magnet and magnetize anything within us that has not been healed, has not been cleared, let go of, transmuted. This is where the violet flame comes in really, really handy, and especially if you know specifically what you're healing, what you're clearing, it's going to be so helpful. And yes, divine feminine, when you are assisting with this energetic unit in which there is no separation, what you are doing to transmute energy, what you are also doing to back your energy away or take that claw off of your twin, when you're doing that, it benefits you both. It only takes one twin to do this. So divine feminine, what you're doing to balance the poles, it's assisting both of you with this. So please understand that. And definitely no offense when I'm talking about the claw. I'm not passing judgment on the divine feminine. I was just using this as kind of humorous example of what happens when we are feeling so much love and so much attraction, and we're putting all of that energy out towards our divine masculine, and it's so intense, so overwhelming, and so imbalanced that that other part of the magnet's pulling away. So think north and south pole, plus and minus. The balance within is so very important. So it's the balance within and it's the balance without. Okay? So we have our own masculine energy. We have our own feminine energy. Both counterparts have two. And we are really, to achieve our self-mastery, this path is about self-mastery, and I've talked about this. And for those of you who are new to the Twin Flame path, you definitely want to see the video I did called Twin Flame Recognition. I put everything I could possibly think about, anything that I've experienced, the information I've channeled within this video. Twin Flame Recognition, it's certainly for someone who wants to understand this path, what it means, have it explained in layman's terms in a very direct and clear way in which you can understand. This video has been helping a lot of people, so you may want to visit that. If you are new, or even if you're not new, even if you just want a reminder of what this path is. Maybe you've gotten so caught up in a lot of the challenges with this path, and there's so much that's happened to you that it's just good to remind yourself as to what you are, that you are a twin flame, and what this means, the higher meanings of it. But yes, we have to achieve that balance within. This is a path of self-mastery and ascension. So we're here ultimately to ascend. We're bringing that Christ light, that Christ energy. We're doing that ascension here on earth. Remember they said on earth as it is in heaven. That's what we're doing. That's what this age is about. So in order to achieve ascension and self-mastery, we have to be able to heal and close the door on everything that would be the 3D paradigm, fear-based paradigm. All of that. And be able to achieve balance within. That's mind, body, spirit, within, so within, so without, As above, so below. All balance. Balance of our own masculine and feminine energy. Okay, so it's really important to be aware of also where we're out of balance, and I've talked about this with the elements within us, earth, air, fire, water, spirit. Because the more we can come into balance with ourselves, the more we can be within our soul alignment, our greater alignment. The greater alignment has a high vibration and frequency to it, and that's where it attracts the very best of everything. And when we step in, if you are feminine watching this, when we step into our balance, when we step into our alignment and self-mastery, that is absolutely shifting the energy for our energetic unit. So there's no separation with twin flames whatsoever. I get a lot of questions asking, well, if I do the work, what happens if my twin doesn't do the work? And my answer to that always is, but that's impossible. And then sometimes you get one of the others, and then it's impossible. If you are an authentic, not that you think, or perhaps it is a catalyst, perhaps it's a soulmate, if you are an authentic twin flame, and I really do firmly believe, but by now you already have a lot of that information inside of you. It's becoming so relevant, or already relevant, that it's there. It's there for you. Tap into it. It's just a matter of you turning into your heart space and tapping into it. If you are an authentic twin flame, there is no such thing as separation. So whatever you are doing to shift the vibration, that vibration frequency within you, you and your beloved share it. You share that same vibration and frequency. So it's going to shift that dynamic. So it's also very relevant when it comes to shifting the poles, shifting the balance, the push and pull energy. So yes, it's everything about what we're doing within, but it's also about what we're doing between. And that's why I want to bring a little bit more focus on, or shift that into the light here, if you will, and talk about that, because we talk a lot about the inner work, which is so important to achieve, and we don't need to force ourselves to do it. And I know so many of us go through a lot of purging, and I know how difficult a lot of these portals are, and a lot of the ascension symptoms, and how we have to go through all these layers of psychology. Yes, I do. I completely understand that as an authentic twin flame. But it's so important to understand that there is no separation, and that everything that we're doing is absolutely being received by our twin, and they're doing the conscious work themselves. And to also become aware of the fact that it's also about the polarity and the energy between as well, the push and pull energy. So I asked Archangel Michael, can the divine feminine make the difference with the balance between? And Archangel Michael says, yes, the divine feminine can retract her pursuits and relinquish the energetic focus on her divine masculine. So I asked Michael, is it about overpowering? Archangel Michael says, yes, it most certainly is. In order for the divine masculine and divine feminine to attract, there must be a balance achieved with the opposite complementary forces within, and the opposite complementary forces within the physical as well. So it absolutely is about the claw and the overpowering there. Like the comments, I'm probably going to get the claw here with this. I'm just trying to have a little fun with this, guys, because I know how serious this gets. But you'll probably remember it now. And you'll go and you'll watch A Liar Liar with Jim Carrey. But it's true, it really is about the over-focus there. And I know it's so easy to do when we have that desire there. But I do really feel like so many of the divine feminine are receiving that message now, that by them trying to pursue the divine masculine and trying to speak to the divine masculine and try to force communication either physically or, however it is, even trying to force it telepathically. Usually telepathy normally just happens, but if you find yourself trying to, push communication in any type of way, it just gives you some things to think about in terms of drawing your energy back feminine. If you find like you are trying to send a message either by text, email your twin, trying to send Facebook posts, Twitter, tweet, Instagram, whatever you're doing there. If you're trying to push communication there, it's definitely time to think about where it's been getting you, and if you were successful there really with it. Everything is timed, everything is orchestrated. You will be guided when it's the right time to reach out. But it's not about forcing the communication or coming from a place or a space of need and want. And that's what Archangel Michael really wants you to understand. To not try to force communication, the ghosting and paying way too much attention to what's going on in your masculine life is not going to make them come towards you more. It really, really isn't. Not whatsoever. You cannot hunt your twin. You cannot force this. It truly is about achieving the balance within and between. So how do we bring everything together? It really is about that focus. So Divine Feminine, I would recommend, if you can steer away from a lot of what's happening in terms of social media and over focus, which also could be social media. Now it's time to turn that focus where it's the claw and bring that claw back and shift the poles there. So you're bringing your energy back here instead of all over here where it's doing this to the masculine. Bring your energy back. And what it's going to do, it's going to do one of these. So the masculine energy will then be able to come in this direction as that over focus and that overburdened energy, if you will, is no longer there. Okay? Now, keep in mind, it's not about shutting your masculine out either, because we can sometimes go in that the extreme direction, right? So here we are, extreme with wanting to come at our masculine, or not even realizing that all our attention, our focus, and our thinking about our masculine is doing that. But we don't want to be in a space either where we're like, okay, I'm shutting you out, I'm blocking you from everything, and not only am I blocking you from everything, I'm blocking you also within. Putting a wall up. That's not helpful either, because you can't achieve union, you can't have your divine masculine come back in this direction and be magnetized towards you if you are putting a definite wall up there. So it's not about that either. So just be aware of extremes there. You want to keep yourself open. So I know Michael mentioned this as well. So I said to Michael, so the Divine Feminine takes her focus back onto herself. It draws the opposite pole back. Is this correct? Archangel Michael said, yes, this is exactly correct. This is a magnetic attraction of opposites but complementary poles that could very well repel if one of those poles is out of sync. I asked what would be helpful in action-wise so that the Divine Feminine can create more of this balance between. And Archangel Michael says it's best to realize that the Divine Masculine will not step forward in the physical due to want and need. These thoughts will only create the pushing of energy that causes the repel of the opposite pole. Instead, it is best for the Divine Feminine to create balance within and to open her heart. There it is there, to her Divine Masculine in the form of energetic connection within. So you don't want to come from a space of, okay, well, I don't care anymore completely, and and not have that love towards your masculine or that compassion towards your masculine, or have your heart space open. Remember, I know it gets kind of tricky here, but this is an energetic love. This is an energetic connection. The union takes place within. It's with the inner marriage, the alchemical marriage must happen within. The balance happens within. The marriage happens within. That love is already within you. So there is no want and there is no need to seek this on the outside. Again, there is no want. There is no need to seek this on the outside. That's where it gets a little difficult to detach. So we're talking about detachment from the physical, detachment from all of that, and really honoring and embracing the inward connection without blocking your heart out and putting a wall up energetically to your masculine. So I hope this makes sense. I hope you can take this within and maybe think about it for a little bit. Think about how things might have been imbalanced within yourself. Are there ways that you're sabotaging, or you have not been able to balance your own energy in areas of earth, air, water, fire, spirit? Have you not been grounded? Have you felt that you were never able to step within your feminine energy? Maybe you were too heavy in your masculine energy. Perhaps it was the opposite. Perhaps you've been too heavy in your feminine energy and you've been imbalanced in your masculine energy. Balance, balance, balance. Balance is key. Has it been very spiritual in your world and it's been lacking in the manifested world in terms of being able to attract abundance, material needs, material security? Those are balances as well. So much of this is about balance. But it's really important to always take it back to whatever happens within you that's what's going to be experienced in the physical reality. So when we take that back to the twin flame dynamic, we cannot force the twin flame dynamic to happen in the physical before it happens within. And by trying to actually pursue it so intently in the physical, we're actually sabotaging that polarity, or that we're magnetizing the poles. So if this is you, not passing any judgment, it's just something to really become aware of, to recognize, and then be able to proactively shift it by adjusting your focus, adjusting your energy. There's also, obviously the detachment is there. That's very helpful. Surrendering and trusting is very helpful too. A lot of the pieces do have to fall into place in terms of healing. So you may be trying to pursue your divine masculine. Meanwhile, there is more healing that is there for you to do. But obviously, if you both were ready, you both would have been reunited in the physical already. So obviously, there's spiritual balance, there's spiritual attainment, there's healing to be done there, alignment to be completed there before things can come together in a harmonious way in the physical. I asked, what about the triggering due to lower beliefs of fear and ego? Archangel Michael says twin flames are mirrors of the same energy, but opposites in polarity. As we said, the same energy will magnetize whatever imbalance of the polarity within each counterpart, and will expose those energies and their root causes. So that's the triggering. Yeah. So I hope that this was helpful in terms of what maybe can be shifted for you, Divine Feminine. Allowing, accepting, allowing. If your Divine Masculine is still finishing up a karmic partnership, if they are still getting through their beliefs, their egos, their false identities, all these different things, please know you are with them on that. If you are still healing those things, he's still healing those things. He is, you are. If there's still childhood trauma or family issues that are coming up from the past, repressed emotions, false psychological beliefs, fragmentation of the soul, perhaps a childhood fragmented part of the soul that really requires that healing and closure, you better believe it's the same thing for your counterpart. So it's not the correct time. I get asked all the time, when is it the right time to communicate? Is it the right time to communicate? You'll know. More than likely you'll know. Your higher selves your higher selves plan so much of this. Your higher selves are guiding you with this. Your spiritual team is also helping to guide you with this. It truly is about being grounded within your being, balanced, and not coming from a space of need or want, expectation, attachment. Oh my gosh. Being able to release separation and attachment is going to help so much with balance. Now, we just had the fall equinox, which is all about balance. This new moon, if you're watching this, we had the new moon. Right? We're in the new moon energy. And the new moon energy, wow. The new moon, when we come from, the full moon and it's a waning moon, we go into the dark. It's all about releasing what no longer serves. It's about getting rid of things in the past, closures. A lot of times very harsh things. And it gets very emotional. Right? We just had the Pisces full moon and it was a lot of emotions. The new moon is about those closures and then new beginnings. Brand new beginnings after we've closed the door on things. And, the huge things for people, obviously, are the family dynamics, from how I'm getting it from channel sessions, family dynamics and childhood traumas, and a lot of what's happened with that's really played a part in our low self-confidence, our low self-worth, and a lot of the patterns and behaviors that we've brought into relationships. And until we're able to heal those and release those, we continue to attract the same type of partner. We continue to have the same types of patterns show up for us until we're able to close the door. And that's the type of thing that's coming up. But we can't forget that although so many of you have met your twin flame in the physical, and so this is a little bit more tricky. Many of you have dated your twin, have sporadic communication. Some of you communicate often, but the communication itself has been difficult. It's definitely a lot more challenging to surrender the physical embodiment, the physical body, and to release the attachment to outcome. It's really hard to release the attachment of the partnership and the physical, all of that. It is difficult. But it's so important to understand that this doesn't work like any other relationship, any other partnership. It's not going to serve if we attach ourselves to anything. It really is going to serve now, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, now we're going into the winter time, fall, winter time, to go within and really take this love within, be open to it within yourself, and whatever you can do to achieve that balance within, whatever you can do to shift the energy and achieve that balance between you both, between the poles, that is going to serve so much. The physical manifestation part of it will follow, guys, once you do that. It cannot happen the opposite way. It cannot. It cannot. And when that energy shifts, the twin flames shift. And this is the lifetime of reuniting in all ways, all directions of time, space, and matter. But the greatest miracle is the fact that there is no separation, and we're having that inner marriage, that alchemical marriage happen within us. You are your twin, and your twin is you. So you are your twin. And that's what's important to understand. It's going to bring a lot more peace to whatever is happening right now. And it's going to allow the universe some playroom. It's going to allow the universe to create miracles. And it's going to allow the balance of those poles between you. If, Divine Feminine, if you bring back that claw, if you pull back that push energy and allow your twin to be able to come forward with their energy without it's like a survival, like kick in survival to pull away. Yeah. So I hope that this was clarifying for you. Let me know. I haven't been able to really get back to comments lately. I apologize about that for YouTube. I am trying my best to actually take a little break from social media, but I'm here for you guys. So I do read a lot of the comments. I just haven't gotten a chance lately to be able to respond to some of those comments, but I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your comments, and I wish the best for all of you with all my heart and soul. There's no gimmicks here. I'm here to help people. It's not easy. So many of my clients recognize how authentic I am, and that you know, I'm on this path as well, and whatever I'm learning, whatever I'm experiencing, whatever I'm channeling, whatever those aha moments are, whatever tools I learn, I immediately want to pass that on to others who may be stuck in the illusion of suffering, so that way they can shift their energy and have things feel better, and hence things will absolutely manifest better. So thank you so much. Wishing you all just beautiful transformation, powerful transformation. Don't give up, even when it gets too hard. Don't give up on yourself, which means don't also give up on your twin. Don't give up on the divine who's here with you. You have the support there. You have your higher selves, you have your team, you have the universe. Your twin is also supporting you no matter what they're doing in the physical. Their higher selves is supporting you. You have the love, you have the support. And I love and I support you too. From the heart of the darkness is born the light. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.